what is going on with motorcycle taxis? Because from what I understand, there is potentially or is a new player or new owner. Parang if I'm correct in the código that I have here, Grab recently acquired Move-It, which is the company that Wayne manages at the moment as of September 6. So does this mean that Grab is officially now a motorcycle company, or is it, maybe Wayne can explain that later. Pero Terry, could you just give us an update? Kasi anyari dun sa technical working group, etc., etc.
Well, I think very important that we look at the lay of the land at the moment. So the technical working group is, well, technically non-existent. Kasi it is dependent on the previous leadership, no? So I think one of the more important agenda that the current government and the current Congress needs to undertake would be to reinstitute the technical working group. I think it ought to be clear that the technical working group on motorcycle taxis was initiated by Congress itself, no? Particularly to undertake a pilot study on the entire sector. So I think even prior to having a motorcycle law, I think what government and Congress and the executive through the Department of Transportation ought to do is to reinstitute it under the new Congress and under the new President, no? Para magkaroon naman po ng at the very least some institutional backbone. Ito pong operations ng motorcycle taxis habang inaantay po natin yung bagong batas.
So now, how is Move-It doing? Kasi you said you're trying to expand your numbers. Right now, how many riders do you have, and what would be the ideal to be a viable business operation?
Yeah, so currently we only have around 2,000 riders.
Mm-hmm.
But just like the other players, ang aim talaga namin is to be like just like with them, no, at least 15,000 motorcycle taxis.
Mm-hmm.
We are only 2,000, pero in the next couple of months we want to be in the 7,000 levels. Then meron kasi rin kaming mga slots na pinahiram sa competition. Now we want to take it back, no, kasi nagpahiram kami ng slots before, like 7,000 of the number of motorcycle riders. Pinahiram muna namin siya temporarily before. We will take it back siguro, no, in the coming months. Yeah.
Can you take this to court as a simple matter of bureaucrats splitting hairs? Because you allow a motorcycle to have an attachment of a sidecar that technically it is not designed for, just so that it can be used for passenger conveyance, and now you won't allow Move-It, Grab, or any of this, or Angkas or Joyride to operate unless a law. Kasi I'm sorry, no, you I respect as a former legislator, but this is the sort of thing that leads to corruption and politics in this country. Can you take this to court?
Well, anyone can take anything to court, no? But my problem though is a distinction needs to be made between tricycles and motorcycle taxis. Kasi po, I think tricycles have a specific provision in the local government code, which is why the regulators for tricycles are local government units, no? Pero yun na nga, what has been left out are yun na, what we call habal-habal motorcycles for hire. Kaya ang kailangan po talaga, firstly, reconstitute the TWG and ultimately pass the motorcycle taxi bill into law in the soonest time. So, well, I hope that lawmakers are able to see this kasi talagang ang bola nasa kanila po, no? And if we want to provide some sort of bureaucratic muscle to all of the proceedings at the moment, i-restart na ho talaga yung TWG.
Does that cover all the bases as far as regulatory, the imaginary regulators are concerned? Kasi parang Kung walang TWG, walang batas, and then hindi pa sakop ng LTFRB, can the critics even raise corporate governance issues like the SEC, etc.? Kasi parang, hello, bago ninyo marating yan, ayusin muna natin itong TWG.
Well, alam po ninyo, I'm quite confident that ito pong intramurals within the sector will not lead to anyone questioning the operations of motorcycle taxis in the Philippines. Kasi if any one of the three will question it, their operations will obviously be suspended, no?
Mhm.
So, yun na nga ho. Pero I think we ought to be clear on the competition aspect again, if they're coming in just purchasing Move-It, and Move-It is the one that is speaking with the regulators, not Grab, parang it's difficult to raise a competition question there, no? The competition question will arise in the future pagka ho ang gusto na hong bilhin yung mga malalaking mga kumpanya, yung mga leading market players within the two-wheel motorcycle space, no? Kasi
Okay.
ano na ho yan pinag-usapan na ho natin yung market dominance ng pag-purchase po ng malalaking mga kumpanya within this space, no? So,
Okay.
but I think as far as the previous transaction is concerned, parang wala naman. Wala pa nga ganung transaction, kanyang competition issue sa transaction po na ito.